Good day, everyone. Welcome to Ben Talks again. Welcome to another episode of Tomorrow is Now on Ben Talks. And this is where, as we know, that we discuss the future of the country, we discuss the future of Africa, we discuss how possible the nation needs to grow on education, on technology, on business, on our economy, and self-development, social development, and national development. So today we have a new guest on the show today. He's a youth to tell us about himself, what he does, and how well can that develop in our country, Nigeria. So can we meet you, please? What's your name?
My name is Oluwasunidotu.
I don't get that.
Oluwasunidotu.
Oluwasunidotu what?
Victor.
Victor. Okay, Mr. Victor, can you tell us about yourself? Can our audience meet you? Can they know what you do and why we think you should come here on our show for us?
Okay, I'm a software engineer. I'm basically a self-taught software engineer. So what I do most of the time is try to learn a skill and try to solve the web and internet to try and figure out how to learn it without formal education. So let's say it's an informal way of learning myself and using resources online to get information.
Wow. So you are trying to tell us now that you are a self-taught software engineer.
Yes.
How do you begin? How do you begin to educate yourself on the software?
Okay, so there are a lot of means people used to learn, but the way in which I started was from a brother who encouraged me to start learning because I was studying computer engineering. So he had
your brother or a brother?
My brother.
Okay.
So he was studying computer engineering, and one of his friends who was staying in the same room. Then we were staying in the same room with OAU then, and he told me to start watching a course on Python, how to program with Python, use a man. And I wanted to learn robotics, machine learning, but I was thinking after university because then I was preparing for JAM. I was trying to write my JAM so that University of Ibadan then. So I was learning. I was watching tutorial videos from. I download actually most of those videos then were the pirated version of it. So I watch videos and check in different websites online to check for information, blog posts, articles, to get information about what I'm learning. But at that time I didn't have much access to internet. I didn't have a phone and I was using my brother's laptop just to watch YouTube. I was just watching videos. YouTube videos online. Basically, that was everything I was doing. So by the time I came back from the OAU to Ibadan to write my exams and to stay back to continue staying with my friends in Ibadan, and I got to know that I was not on the right path because of there's not much job opportunity for a teenager learning machine learning, and I had to learn a lot of technical stuff. So I had to move from machine learning to start learning web development, which was kind of easier for me to learn at that time.
Okay, Mr. Victor. Thank you for that. Are you a student?
Yes. If the idea of student is you learning, yes, I'm a student. But if your idea of being in a formal school and a formal education, no, I'm not. But if it's just being a student learning and I am attending school and classes, I am a student.
Okay. Well, you are a student based on the fact that. But wait, the JAM you did, were you able to enter into the University of Ibadan?
Yes, I got admitted to University of Ibadan, studying mathematics, and I did it for a couple of semesters. I think 2 years. Second semester. So my studying it's kind of long and a little bit complicated. So during the COVID break, I had passion for mathematics right from secondary school. Everyone knew me to be good with mathematics. So I see, and mathematics was a major hindrance for me not to continue machine learning and move pivot into web development. So I thought of let me study mathematics in school and I'll be able to have the basic knowledge and understanding to be able to move to and start a career in machine learning. But when I got to school, I found out that and before getting to school, there was the COVID break during 2020, because I got admitted late 2019, and the school was going to resume July 2020. But we all know COVID break, and there was almost more than a year. We were at home for almost a year. So during this period of time, I skill up, started getting small gigs from family and friends, from people around me that know I could build a website. I was building a website for small businesses and stuff. So while we resumed physically from school, when we first resumed virtually rather, I had to look for a way to balance school and my work, which didn't work at the time, because I knew I was getting to a pivot point or a major point in my career as a web developer, and I love learning. I love learning new things. So trying to pivot my brain from learning as a web developer, something as a web developer, and also learning to reform my education system, mathematics and stuff. It was kind of so I thought if we resume physically, I'll be able to balance it up. I'll be in a school environment. I won't be distracted from learning, because everybody will know I was in a school, so nobody's going to give me a job. And I will resume physically around March. Around March, June. I can't remember the exact month in 2020. And we, after resuming physically, there was still more jobs. There was still more jobs to finish. There was still more new things to learn. So I could not balance school with work.
In a nutshell, you left school, right?
I left school, yes. I left school.
And what were the reaction of your parents to that?
Okay, so my dad is a teacher and he's a principal currently. I only worked in the education system too. So it was very hard for me to convince them. I'm not even totally sure if I actually convinced them, but I was able to tell them that I could, because I didn't tell them I was dropping school and not going to school again. Like most people believe computer engineering and they just drop out of school and they're just like a geek or something. But I told them I was going to look for a way to increase the amount of I was earning from my work and be able to study out of the country, which was like an assurance that you're still going to school. But I just have to figure out time to give them. It should just give me about a year for me to raise the right amount of money and be able to study the right course I wanted to study, because I saw that one of the reasons I dropped school was because I saw mathematics was a long throw for me. It was going to more like a waste of time for me than the disadvantages of me staying as a mathematics student is more than the advantages of me studying mathematics. So I wanted to change the course and stuff. So that was
okay. How many apps have you developed so far?
I've did a lot of web apps, because most of the time I work for private companies, so some of them I would have loved to share, but I signed NDA forms not to share them. So I did a couple of webs, but the UI Student Union website, I was one of the first team of people. I was the first person that started the website before we transferred it to another team because of some technique and some little hiccups and difficulties. So yes.
Are you much of the back-end developer or a front-end developer?
That's why I said I was a software engineer, not a web developer. Okay. I'm more of because many people think one of the things that made me drop school was because of people keep themselves with titles and credits and stuff. But I'm someone that don't want to tie to a title. I just want to learn. I want to build stuff. I want to provide solution. As much as I might not be solving cancer problem, or I might not be a medical doctor curing people, I want to be able to solve problems to brands and stuff, and brands and different companies.
Okay, looking to Nigeria today.
Okay.
What's the hope of software developers? Has Nigeria really developed to the point that software developers have they'll be given the freedom to do whatever they like. In Nigeria today, we all believe that without certificates, without you being in classrooms, gaining some particular knowledge, without you being under some tutelage, you cannot achieve some level of achievement. And even if you do, there will be limited places where your opportunities will be valid. You get my point? I don't know if you get the point.
Yes.
And we so much believe in certificate and education. So what's your take on that? Owing to the fact that now you said you left school because you find out that your passion am I right with that?
Yes.
That your passion is kind of being disturbed with your academics. Would you advise that education should be left behind and people can start learning independently?
I would say no, because I believe in certificates, because I believe in, but I don't 100% believe in it, but I still really need to believe in certificate because the environment is great. I just don't believe that the current education system we have in Nigeria can provide what I wanted as in form of certificate and students. So currently as a software engineer, we face a lot of problems in Nigeria because of apart from police, because I've been stopped like 2 or 3 times by police because I carry a laptop or I dressed in a way, so they just tell me as Yahoo guy because you have a laptop or you are using a certain set of device. So you have that issue as a software engineer. I've heard of people who are stopped because they are using a car, but they didn't fit in to be rich because they were not working in an office job. I've had people who, because of they are working as a software engineer, they could not even get an apartment because they were told that they wanted to see a proof of their work, but they are working in remote work. They don't have their work is not registered here in Nigeria. So
it's just like saying that it's possible for a person to be working remotely and still making millions, right?
Not necessarily millions, but you'll be earning a good amount of money because one, we have our dollar rates to naira rates is very
okay. So far so good. How much has been the highest you've made so far?
Okay, I've made. I can't disclose it right now because I don't really.
Okay.
Let us say I've made a good amount of money for me to stay alone and stay comfortably alone. Let me just put it like that.
And if this will annoy you, how old are you? Like.
Okay. Actually, this month I'll be 21. So yes, I'm 20. Ours is 2021.
Wow, 21, and you are doing so great. Wow, that's a very good something for us. Okay, let's look at the fact you mentioned the police molestation and the issues software engineers pass through in Nigeria. What would be your advice? Like, how well can Nigeria develop to the extent that they will recognize the fact that there are some people that can work remotely, such as software engineers, and not just software engineers. We have a lot of people like that are working remotely and they are making their money. Okay, what would be your advice for Nigeria and how well can they themselves save themselves from the embarrassment from the police? And finally, what's the hope of software engineers in Nigeria?
Okay, one, I think in Nigeria we need to understand that to solve the problem of Nigeria doesn't start from up, it starts from down, because we have problem both at up, down, and middle. So I think when as software engineer, one of the things I try to do is to define what I do from people, let people be able to see this is what I do. I'm not just a guy that sits behind, because when you hear software engineer, most people see a guy that sits behind their computer doing and they are not serious, or someone that is not serious. That was like the idea we used to have before. So we try to define your work and try to not look too illegal, because what is actually happening is that the older generation don't really understand what you are doing. So it will take a very long while for you for the tech industry in Nigeria to be valuable. And I think we've started seeing solutions to this problem because we are seeing tech industry taking over the normal industries we have. We see likes of Flutterwave having more valuation than normal banks because they have Flutterwave on their last valuation was like $2 billion. I mean $2 billion, around $1 billion or so, and which was it has more valuation than most traditional banks we have in Nigeria. Flutterwave is a financial technology company that provides cross-border payments. So you get to see people from technology doing things to help the people. So over time, I think it will take a very long period of time. But I think over time, people will start to see the difference between the person making his money legally and the person making money legally. So I've seen people who are asking me out, how can I do it? How can I start this? I'm currently tutoring a married man who is almost like 40 something years, and I'm tutoring him on how to program, and he has children and is working in a very good place, but he wants something that is flexible, that is not 9 to 5, because he wants to focus on his family and be able to make money. So I think over time people start understanding that a software engineer is not just a legal person because he's working remotely or is someone who is a fraudster. So I think over time we'll understand the benefit of it and be able to see the difference between it.
Okay, Mr. Victor, what's the hope for software engineers in Nigeria?
The hope for software engineers in Nigeria?
Let me come like this. You know that students learn this thing in universities, polytechnics, monotechnics, and college of education. They have engineering courses there you get in Nigeria, in our institutions in Nigeria. And you are here saying that you are a self-made, self-learning, right? Is that word better than self-made?
Self-taught, yes.
Self-taught, okay. A self-taught software engineer. So what would you advise students in universities, in the monotechnics and polytechnics to do better, to get to be very fast in learning this thing?
So I won't say that because when I want to make, the point I want to make now, some people might be confused about it. So I'm not saying the Nigerian university institution is bad, but I'll say some of the curriculum are very accurate. So you don't get to learn what you need to learn, but you can make use of what you have as a university student. You can make use of Google, especially Google has made a lot of efforts to bring in a lot of developers from Africa generally. So they have Google Developer Students Club. So you can join the Students Club and you have people you learn together. And a lot of time, Google Developer Students Club provides courses for people who are under their club. Before I left here, I was a member of Google Developer Club. And you have access to learn and you have access to mentors. And as a student, you have access as a 300 level, as a penultimate student, you have access to intern. We've seen people from Nigeria who have gone to intern with companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google as a student. So you have those advantages. So the future of the future we need for software engineering in Nigeria is not only to go there for the money. It's fine, there's money there, I won't lie, there's money in tech. But if you look at the money and neglect the practice, because one of the reasons why it is easier to learn, it seems as if it is easier to learn software engineer is because it's not like studying law or studying medicine where you need to be certified or to be able to practice. So there are also computer practices. There are also practices that makes you a very good software engineer. So you get to be distinguished from just someone making websites and just making money from it or something. So one of the future we have, and we start seeing it, is people being recognized all over the world. We have a couple of names I can mention, a couple of prospects. We know Flutterwave, we know Vinyaboyeji, a lot of people in the tech world who are not only just, they don't know them as a black person from Africa having a tech company, they know them as a very good developers or very good tech startups here from Nigeria. So one of the ways we can make our mark over the world is not to think local, is to build global products from our locality, and we can make use of our communities in our schools to make use of that. And there are a lot of during this ASU break we have now, ASU strike we have now, we have people who have communities who are helping each other to build their portfolios and to build projects together.
Oh, thank you so much. Now that you have left school, are you dreaming of going back to school, or you're just a Mark Zuckerberg that left school and later?
So now, many people don't know it. Mark Zuckerberg has a PhD in psychology and computer science. So over time, I'm going to study in school because of there is always a need for structured learning to be able to learn. In school, you learn how to solve problems, not just know how to solve problems, but you actually solve problems by the projects they give you. And I'm planning to go to school, but probably not in Nigeria.
Okay. On that note, what's the difference between a software developer and a cyber crime and cyber security and something like that?
So, computer science is a broad field. Even as a software engineer, you have other fields. As a web developer, you have other fields you can be. So, cyber security is a branch of computer science. Same way software engineering is a branch of computer science. So, a cyber security engineer is in charge of the security of our web apps, of our mobile apps, of software generally. So they are in charge of securing to make sure your digital assets is secure. So maybe when you are making a payment on an online banking app, your information are not being stolen by hackers, and most of them become ethical hackers. So that's most of what cyber security is all about. While software engineer, we are in charge of building softwares and building softwares digitally.
Okay, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate. Thank you, viewers, for always staying with us on Ben Talks. And this will be the end of Tomorrow is Now for this episode. Stay tuned with us, and I will believe very well that you've learned one or two things from this episode. Thank you. You're so welcome.